Guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I want to talk about being less reactive. So guys, basically, you have to understand a few different concepts. So I'm going to throw a bunch of different things together and just have you think about it, okay? So the first thing that I want you guys to think about is nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you, guys. You are the one that's got to take control of your life and get yourself to where you want to be. If you want to change something about yourself, you have to start to change it. Nobody's going to come out of nowhere and just decide that the whole world's been unfair to you and that you've been treated wrongly and you deserve better and pull you out of it and give you what you deserve. If you think you deserve better, guys, you got to work for better, and you got to prove to the world that you do deserve better, because you don't get something because you're entitled to it. You get something because you've worked for it. Hard work produces results. And you got to prove yourself, guys. So nobody is coming to save you. Number two, you want to make sure, guys, that you take accountability for your actions. So this kind of falls into number one as well. The reason why you want to take accountability for your actions, guys, is you want to understand that if you give all of the blame, now with a little bit of context, because some things are other people's fault, but you have to understand that if you take accountability for yourself in the way that you respond, it gives all the power to you. If you blame other people and say that, oh, I acted this way or reacted this way because of somebody else, then you cannot control other people's actions. You can only control your own. So if you give other people the blame, you're also giving them the power over you, and you're not able to change that situation because you can't change other people. If you blame yourself, guys, you can change how you react and how you respond, and therefore you give yourself the power to produce a different result. Be responsible. Responsibility is the ability to have a response, and taking accountability of that, it means that you are choosing how you respond, your ability to respond. You want to be a proactive person. You don't want to be a reactive person. This means that you basically don't want to respond to what life is giving you. You want to set the tone. You don't want to overanalyze situations, guys, and be mulling over them in your head. First of all, if there's a situation that happens to you in your life, you don't want to make it worse than it actually was, and you don't want to continue mulling over it and letting it consume your thoughts. You want to be able to just be aware of your thoughts and be proactive by controlling how you respond and how you think to situations. A lot of the times the interactions that we involve ourselves in are actually a misunderstanding, and they're not actually even negative, and we end up making things way worse than they are and creating false scenarios that never existed, and then we're creating such a negative mindset for ourselves to continue in for the rest of the day and potentially weeks, years, or even the rest of our lives, and hence we are a negative person and we become very reactive to life instead of trying to be proactive and control the way that we respond to life and choose what we want to get out of life. Let's say you're in a situation where somebody makes a joke about you, and whether it's negative or not negative, first of all, it could just be a joke. You don't want to interpret it as a negative connotation, because potentially it was just a joke and you just took a situation that could have been funny and enjoyable for other people, and even just some way to not take yourself so seriously, and instead you made it something worse. So you want to decide, guys, when there's a stimulus like the joke, there's a space in between that time to when you respond where you make a decision of how you're going to respond. So that space of time between the stimulus and the response is how you control how you're going to interpret that situation. You want to make sure that you're not reacting to life, guys. If you want to be a very stoic person, positive, confident, then you need to realize that you need to set the tone. So when somebody makes a joke or somebody tries to bring you down or kind of like make a chirp at you, you can decide to hold yourself at a higher standard and not react in a negative way. Nobody can make you act in a negative way. You can't say, oh, somebody made me act this way, somebody made me do this. You're the one that has to take full accountability for your actions and realize that everything you've done is because of your own choice. So you need to set the tone. So you remember when your parents always kind of said, like, don't hang out with bad friends, don't have bad company, otherwise you become like them? Well, if you're a good person with good morals and you hold yourself to a high standard, why aren't the people in your life becoming like you? So you need to keep that in mind, guys, and you need to ask yourself why that is. If you're less reactive to what's around you and you're more proactive, you're going to start to allow people to conform to you instead of you conforming to them. And that's where you want to build yourself up to be a good integrous, if that's a word, with integrity, a high moral, and just a very good person, basically, with good standards, and so that other people in your life can become like you. And the way to become like this is for you to set the tone and not be reactive to situations in your life. You want to always be in control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions, because you ultimately are. And then you want to portray that in any situation in life, no matter who you're with, where you are, or what's happening around you, so that other people can become like you and become hopefully more positive if you're a good person, which I hope you are. So keep that in mind, guys. Be less reactive, be more proactive, let other people become like you at a higher standard, because you're trying to hold yourself to a higher standard, and become less like other people that are at a lower standard. And then on top of that, just to reiterate, nobody's coming to save you, and you need to take accountability for your actions, and you need to control the way that you respond to stimuluses in your life in order to change your thoughts and your actions. So I hope this helped you guys out, and I hope to see you in another video. Peace.